All right. So, oh, I lost the window. Here we go. Okay. So let's do César and start the class. So, César. Maxo. Maxo Yame. Shomuni. Hey. Akani. Hey. Okay, let's warm up, jumping in place. Okay. Right foot forward, back and forth. Switch. Switch. Faster, faster, switch. Switch. And switch. Right. Arms around. Reverse. Crossing. Palms up. Over your shoulders. And twisting. Hips around. Reverse. Feet together, knees around. Reverse. Feet apart. Left hand up, over to your right. Left hand to your toes. Other side, right hand up, over to your left. Reach your toes. And grab your elbows, down. Lean back. Down again. And back. Okay, so your legs. Lean on your right leg, both feet flat. Left ankle over, hips forward. Hands down. Keep your hands down, straighten your legs, keep your fingers on the floor. Other side. Bend your left knee, right leg straight, both feet flat. Right ankle over, hips forward. Hands down. Keep your hands down, straighten your legs. Ooh. And up, head up and down. Left to right. Ear to shoulder. And around. Reverse. And shake it out. Turn around, straighten your gi. face front. Okay, so again, today's objective will be working on arm movement, articulation, and combination of torso. We're going to do it entirely inside the door frame. So you're going to reposition yourself to the door frame. You can use a wall, but it doesn't work as well for some of the stances. You won't get the same benefit. So again, the focus today will be making sure your elbows, your arms, and your torso are moving in a proper flight path. We did legs on Tuesday, so very similar things to that. Okay, so then you were here on the 21st, about half a month ago, we did a drill where we did punching, making sure our elbow is staying in by not hitting a stack of paper towels that were outside that. Well, we're going to upgrade to a door frame now because you can't screw up now. You have to make sure your elbows stay in or else you're going to clip yourself on the door frame. Okay, so let's do first I'll be mirror for you. So left leg, get him right. Come on. Okay, now here's where we need to position your calibrate yourself first. Put your elbows on your hip, and so it's straight. And figure out where you can be so your shoulder and your elbow are lightly touching the wall. Don't push in too far or else you will clip yourself. You know, shift your stance over into the door or away from the door. Okay, this is dependent upon your shoulder, your hip, and your torso. You know, some may be more in, some may be out. Making sure that if your arm passes, it won't connect. So with that stance, start in Yakuzuki. So right hand out, okay? So 2 simple counts. First count, Agurite. Second count, Yakuzuki. Keep your feet where they are. Do not let your front foot move. If your front foot moves, you'll be cheating, okay? No speed, no power. Focus on bringing the elbow close to your torso. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju. Okay. Now, faster, 1 move per count. Okay. Keep the elbow close, or else you're going to hurt yourself. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju. Okay. 2 moves, 1 count. Agurite, Yakuzuki. So make sure both times your elbow stays close. Do not bring your elbow out. Do not let it crab out on the way in or out. Okay. Speed. Ready? Ich, ni, sam. Get close to the door, Elif. Shi, go. Look. Sich. Hutch. Two. Two. Yame. Relax. So the interesting thing about this drill, not only does a tight elbow apply to Yakuzuki, it also applies to Agurite. So if I'm right leg forward here, your Agurite, when it comes off the draw hand, doesn't go out. It goes in, your elbow rides up under your shoulder, your arm comes up. Okay? You do not do this. You kind of raise your arm as a flat level bar. You are pushing your arm like a punch, elbow under the shoulder, and twisting your body to the end, which means you should not hit the door frame. So right here, I'm right directly against the door frame. Okay. Do not touch your elbow to the door frame. Make sure you have a tight control of your arm against your chest. Okay. So let's start slow first. Starting Yakuzuki again. Okay. So in this case, right leg forward, left hand Yakuzuki. Okay. So find your distance. So full body, elbow, shoulder, touching the door frame, and stay there. Don't move the front foot. If you can see, this red line represents where the door frame is. My foot's only about 1 inch away from it. Okay. That may differ based on your build and size, but Do not move that front foot once you establish where it is, okay? So again, Yakuzuki. If I stick my thumb out, I actually touch the door frame. That's how close I am, okay? So again, let's do it slow first. One move, one count. Rising block, first count. Yakuzuki, second count. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju. Okay. Speed, one move per count. Ready? Ich, ni, keep your stance. Sam, shi, go, shichi, hachi. 2 moves per count. Block and back. Don't hit your elbow. Okay. Ready? 2 moves, 1 count, speed. Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, look, teach, hutch, Q, come here. All right. So we did left arm Yakuzuki against door frame, left arm Aigu against door frame. So let's do the right side. Unfortunately, my door sticks out of my frame, so I would do it against the wall. So you just have to trust I'm actually against the wall, not actually close to the camera. But same thing applies, even against the wall on Yakuzuki. At no point in time should my elbow pop out and drag on the wall. It's going to slide against the wall without any friction. Okay, my foot is about that far away from the wall, 2 fingers width. Okay, so for a front stance, with my right hand against the wall, for Aigu, it's right against there. For Yakuzuki, in this case, my build allows my right leg, my rear leg, to be close just as well. I would normally get closer, but I can't. I have a wall. But ideally, use the other side of the door frame. So in this case, we're going to be going right hand Yakuzuki. So in this case, left leg forward. I'm sorry. We already did the mirror. So this was your right leg. So now you're doing left leg. So we were doing everything with our right hand no way because I was mirror. Now you're doing the other hand. So, okay. So whichever hand you were punching with very first, use the other one. So first I was punching it with my left, which is your right. So I'm going to punch the other one. Okay. So in this case, so find the door frame, get on by, go to Yakuzuki, full body. Put your elbows on your hip and get as close to the door frame as it allows. Okay. So in this case, I'm actually going straight up against the wall. I'm going to use the entire wall to guide my elbow. Okay. So starting in Yakuzuki with a hand out. So rising block, then Yakuzuki. 1 count, 1 punch, no speed. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, rok, sich, hach, kyu, ju. Let me fix the lighting here real quick. Okay, that's a little too bright. That really didn't help a whole lot. Okay, well, unfortunately now it's just the light's a little different. So again, same foot forward. This time, 2 moves, 1 count. So starting with your Yakuzuki hand out, hand closer to the wall. Okay, 2 moves, 1 count. Actually, 1 move each count with speed. So ich and ni. Okay, ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, look, sich, hach, kyu, ju. 2 moves each count. Aigurute, Yakuzuki. Both moves, 1 count with speed. Don't hit the wall or the door frame. Ready? Ich, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 다음에 let's do the other leg forward, the same hand against the wall. So in this case, my leg forward is actually the one closest to the wall. Okay, so find your position again. Push your hips, elbows in your hips, find your closest to the wall. Okay, this will be rising block. Again, do not let your elbow drift out. You should not hit the wall behind you. You should not hit the wall in front of you. Making sure your elbow is staying inside your frame as it goes up. So your elbow stays inside the frame, not popping out and raising like you're trying to show your armpit. You want to hide your armpit as long as possible. And pretty much when your elbow passes your shoulder, you kind of have to open your armpit. Hide your armpit as long as possible in rising block. Okay, so again, side facing the wall or the side facing the threshold. And let's start out with other hand yakuzuki. So your draw hand would be against the wall. Okay. So again, 1 count, slowly, rising block, and the even count, yakuzuki. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Speed, 1 move, 1 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 2 moves, 1 count. Up and back. Don't hit your elbow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Relax. I don't know about you, but I have nice 4 strong footprints in my carpet right here. We're digging into it, so hopefully that's a sign of a good thing. Any questions about the arm path on agurete or yakuzuki? Okay, so next one. There's rising block, sotoke middle block, geramburai down block, and shutoke. We'll be going over each of them. So one of the things I want to focus on shutoke is how your stance actually compresses your torso. So one of the things I hate seeing for shutoke, and this is what I don't want to see, is people kind of like bring their leg out and kind of bring their arms up. You want to stay in a small profile. So this red line represents where my heel is. This, my leg right here, goes straight along this line, which means my torso will go along that line too. And here's how we're going to test that. Door frame. So I want you to stand comfortably in the door frame. You know, and obviously not a wide stance, but, you know, shizentai, okay? Because obviously your shoulders have to pass through the door frame. It's not entirely dependent upon your feet. So here I'm comfortably standing shizentai. I'm going to leave, in this case, my right foot, or what looks like my left foot to you. Keep that there and step back in the shutoke. So in other words, I am facing the side of the door frame, which I'm going to contest. I don't care about this one in the back. I want to care about the one in the front. So ideally in shutoke, again, you're not bringing your arm out. You don't want to do that. What we're doing here is going tight and going through. Now in this case, I had a lot more room. So I'm actually going to move my foot about 1 inch over, okay? Remember, you're here to challenge yourself. So if you start way over here and it's just an easy path through, you might want to brush your shoulder a few times on this door. So this is where I am. So again, I'm going to step close, bring my elbows touching each other, and then unload. And way back, step close, bring my elbows together, and unload, okay? So in this case, for your view, this is my left hand, This is my right hand. You're striking with your left hand first and the right hand second. So putting your right shoulder against the door frame. Okay. Any questions about this? You can unmute yourself by saying spacebar. So Robin, you might want to flip. Yeah, because you're in this case, your left hand is the one that's passing the door frame. Okay, so again, let's do this slowly first, making sure that 1, you bring your arm close, and 2, you bring your feet together. Your knees should pinch. Okay, so slowly, 1 count all the way through. Okay, and then 1 count on the way back. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go. You might have to readjust your foot because it pivots each time. Rook. So if your front foot pivots around, you might need to readjust it. Sich, hach, Q, Ju. And remember, strike with force. Okay? That way I know you're compressing your arm and actually using your triceps to bring your arm down. Okay? Again, speed this time. Try to hit something, try to block something. Ready? Ich, ni, come, she, go, look, touch your elbows, Grant, sich, hutch, Ju. Okay. Now this time, in, out. Okay. And make sure when you land in, it's a full stance. Don't shortchange it and do half a stance. Do a full stance, come back to a full stance. Okay. Remember, you are tucking your elbow and your torso to avoid the door frame. Okay. Again, same foot forward. Ready? In, out, 1 move. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, hook, teach, hatch, Ju. All right. Okay. Let's do the other side. Going other leg. So if you were striking with your right hand and blocking with your left hand, now we do the opposite. Okay. So I'm gonna put myself not flat against the wall, but snug against the wall. So I'm gonna put my shoulder right here. My feet are approximately hip width from the wall, a little bit wider. Okay. So I need to move up or else I'll hit my table. So I'm gonna try to keep my foot on this red line. So again, coming in, striking, coming back, blocking. If you're not touching the wall at all, you might want to move a little closer and challenge yourself. Okay. The hip whip was just a guidance. So again, this time, 1 move, 1 count. 1 count, step in, strike. 1 count, step in, step back, block. Okay. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, suchi, hachi, Q, Ju. Each move fast. So 1 move, in fast. I won't be going as fast as I can. My neighbors just started complaining. Ready? Ich, ni, 3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. In, out. One count, two moves. Ready? Hitch. Knee. 3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. Come on. No. Flex. So again, this is focusing on how the torso is going to move relative to a static target. This is not meant to be an attacking target as much as a drill to get you to compress. So when you're doing Yakuzuki, stay compressed until you get most of the way through your rotation, then expand. You don't want to expand early. Preserve the energy, and unleash it. The hands move much faster than the hips. They can fly out faster. Any questions? Okay, next one. So we mentioned Agute, Agute, Shokazuki, which we did in Yakuzuki, and then Shuto. So let's do Gedan Barai. And Gedan Barai is being very similar. Same thing. Going through the door frame, tuck down. But here's the thing I actually want you to do. For most people, in my case, my feet are slightly wider than my hips. My hips are here, my feet are here. Okay? For most people. So for me, what I'm going to do is I have my hip against the wall here. I'm going to step back. I'm actually going to line my foot behind the door frame. Okay? That way when I do a crescent step, my hip doesn't touch and neither my feet because I have to crescent step. I can't walk through it. Okay? So you will stub your toe if you do this wrong. So right now this camera is actually aimed straight down this red line, red threshold. So you're not seeing my right shoulder. Okay, that's disappeared. So the idea is that when you're coming up, contraction, going out, expansion. And my right foot landed outside of this red line. So it's actually scooped around the threshold. Okay, which a little bit brings my hip over my left leg. But the idea here is making sure you're compressing your torso as well. Don't let your arm do this. Then do a Gedan Barai at the end. You want to do the Gedan Barai. The moment your foot moves, you bring your arm up. And then you throw it down as you step through. Okay? So let's start on the door frame. So I normally say left and right, but I know some of you are having asymmetrical door frames. So whichever side of the door frame you're working with right now, that leg goes back. So I'm going to measure first by putting my shoulder against this. Then I'm going to take my arm away and put my hip against this. Okay. Then I'm going to step back. And that's a little too shallow. So I'm going to move over a little bit just so I make sure I don't actually slam my ear or my hip into it. Okay. But again, you're trying to brush the door frame. Okay. So Gedan Barai in, Gedan Barai back. So you step in, up, down, step back, up, down. Okay? So let's do one move, one count. Okay, so stepping in, Gedan Barai. No speed. Ich, knee. Sam, shi. Go. Roku. Sichi. Hachi. Q. Ju. Ooh, ouch. I have a very thin hallway, so I'm banging my heels. Okay, speed. So you have the elbow movement, you have the foot movement, and you have the hip movement. Speed. One move, one count. Ich. Knee. Ooh. 3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. In, out, one count. Step in, block, step back, block. Well, think about it. Step in, strike, step back, block. Ready? Itch. Make sure both blocks are complete. Knee. 3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10。Now, the problem with this drill is I can't do it on the wall because, as I mentioned, your feet scoop around and actually your hips going around the post. So in order to do this one properly, I have to do it facing the other way. So doing the other leg, because unfortunately this physical door right here is preventing me from actually using this side of the door frame. I think if it gets to this point, I'm gonna pop the hinges on this door and just take it out. Okay, so you know the drill, so if you can't look at your camera, just listen for the audio. I'm gonna do it facing away. Okay, so I'm gonna do, if you notice, I'm measuring up my foot is going to be outside this line, and when I step through, my front foot is going to be obscured from you, in this case, my right foot now. But remember, use the other leg this time to move. The leg that was static last time is the leg that moves this time. So first, find your shoulder distance, then find without your shoulder, and somewhere in between there is where you want to step back from. Keep your stationary foot inside the threshold, okay? So let's do this. One move, one count. So again, I'm pretty close. I'm actually looking straight down this threshold. So I might, yeah, my foot's 1 inch or two over. Okay, there we go. So again, half body, both times. Your hips can do a lot of movement here. One count, one move, slow. Itch, knee, 3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. Each move, speed. Remember, torso, elbow, hip, foot. Make sure we're all moving and compressing past the door. Okay, ready? Itch, knee, 3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. 2 moves, one count, in, out, both effective blocks. Itch, knee, 3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10. All right. So I know I mentioned Shotokan before, but the funny thing about Shotokan is you're designed to actually bring your elbow close to your head and then come down. It's a large sweeping movement from the outside to the in. What we can do is uchuke. Same thing. Blocking hand goes under, stays close, and once you pass the threshold, then open up. Okay. So again, uchuke is inside-outside block. So your hand is going to chamber. In this case, it's what you see is my right hand. It's going to chamber across my hip, then come out. So again, I'm still blocking against the threshold side. So in this case, same measurement as before. Remember we did the gate on barrage. So same placement of your feet. Your hip movement is pretty much identical. In fact, your shoulder movement's very similar. Because in gate on barrage, you bring your arm across and your arm out. And uchuke, you bring your arm across and your arm out. So same shoulder movement. As opposed to sotoke, you bring your arm up and then you close your arm. So this will be the same arm movement, except shoot on level rather than gate on level. Okay, so again, find your distance. The hip that is closest to the door frame is a leg that moves back. Okay? It should be slightly occluded by the door frame. So if your foot went straight forward, you hit the door. And again, your stationary foot is inside the door frame. That's important because that's where you want your compression to happen the most, inside the door frame. Okay. So again, same thing. Uchuke in, uchuke out. Okay. So again, make sure you're compressing on the way in. The point of compression, right inside the door frame. Okay, one move, one count, slow. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, no, roku. Close in the core, close the door frame, sichi. There we go, almost brush your shoulder, hachi. Q, Q. Nice on speed. Remember, you're blocking someone. So the moment your arm comes out, think of it as a shoot-on iriken. Fling that arm out. So not just laying it out slowly. So it's not this, it's this. You're trying to throw your arm into the opponent's arm. Okay? So again, same thing. Speed, speed in, speed out. Each time throwing your arm into that, throw your block into their attack. Ready? Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, suchi, hachi, Q, Q. Two moves, one count, in and out, each block effective. Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, suchi, hachi, Q, Ju, yame, Okay, so do you see the other side of the situation? I do the same thing for gate on bra. Put my back to the wall so you can see the fact that my feet pass close, then out. Close, then out. So this red line on the floor represents the door frame directly at the camera. So you have a straight sight, straight to here. You can see my leg crossing this boundary right here. So again, the hip that you had against the door frame, put the other hip against the door frame this time. Okay, if you're facing away from the camera, hopefully the audio direction is good enough. Okay, so again, find somewhere between your shoulder touching and your armpit touching. Somewhere around there is where you want to be. Making sure that you can easily slip past while trying to brush your shoulder. Don't make it so easy that you clear it by a mile. You're trying to challenge yourself against this. Okay? In this case, my heel is about 1.5 inches away from this red line. So which means it's about 3 inches away from the edge of the door frame. So I'm gonna suck my hips in and expand my hips out for the techniques. Okay? That's your contraction expansion. Not just your legs going in line with your opponent, but your hip and your torso. Okay, remember, shoulder, elbow, hip, foot. Make sure you all clear the threshold. So now, 10 counts, 1 move per count. Slowly, get the motion down. Uchuke, inside outside block. Ich, ni, sam, shi, go, roku, suchi, hachi, chu, ju. Speed, 1 in per count. In, out, 2 counts. Remember, throw your arm at the block, or throw your block at the opponent. Ready? Ich, ni, thumb, shi, roll, suchi, hachi, two, 2 moves, 1 count. Ich, ni, make sure your shoulder's getting close. Some, shi, roll, hook, suchi, hachi, 2, 2, Nabe. So you should feel like your shoulders are kind of pinching in, kind of compressing and expanding. So I don't know about you, but I feel it in my triceps a little. You know, the motion of the muscle that's responsible for this, as well as actually my lower trapezius where I'm trying to suck my shoulder in rather than let my shoulder open in technique. So hopefully your upper torso is starting to feel it in terms of articulation of shoulders. Okay, so I'm a big believer in stretching after class because that's where you maintain your limitness. So again, I'm using the door frame for that. So let's go ahead and do the shoulder first. So standing on the door frame, putting your hand on the shoulder, putting your open hand along shoulder height. Put the leg that's closest and step forward. Okay, try to twist your shoulder open. Okay. This will stretch everything from your belt all up to your shoulder. Check something quick. Next one, arm up. You don't have to grab, you're just trying to brace your arm. So open shoulder. Again, side leg close to the frame. Push out the back leg. Try to twist your middle side. Try to push your shoulder forward. She's stretching right around here and right around here. Okay, this time arm straight down. And same thing, push your shoulder in. This will stretch more around here or your behind your clavicle, your neck. You know, pinch your scapula down. You know, try to pinch with your chicken wing. Remember, stretch your legs, push your shoulder into there. Alif, press harder. I should not see your arm. Put your arm behind the door frame, Alif. Yep, there you go. Now push. Okay. Other side. Same thing. Shoulder height. Foot closest to the door frame and twist in. Trying to stretch right underneath your armpit. Pushing off that back leg. Let me do this one. So right around here. Okay, arm straight up. Again, keeping your shoulder on the door frame, put a little bit over and push in. Actually, yeah, your shoulder comes off the door frame. Your elbow stays behind it. And push, actually get lower in the stance so you can leverage your legs. So push with your straight leg. And the third one, arm straight down. This one, your shoulders against the door frame, okay? And again, pushing off your straight leg, trying to twist your back, trying to open your pectorals. So you're trying to pinch your back between your shoulder and your spine. Okay. Next one, simple, hands up. Don't pull on the door frame, but just put your hands against it and try to push your shoulders in front of your hip. Lean forward. Pinch your upper back near your spine where your neck touches your back. Stretch it out and make sure you breathe. If you don't breathe, this doesn't work. Okay, the other one, holding front. Actually, this doesn't work as well, but too tall. I'm actually going to go on my toes here and leaning back, trying to let your shoulders go forward and let your back expand. This one might work better if you just grab the side of the frame. It doesn't do as much of a stretch, but I'm not on my toes anymore. So really, I'm trying to sit back and let my shoulders go away from me. I'm trying to stretch the muscles attached to my spine to my shoulder blades. Okay. Next one, let's do legs. So normally, have the legs up. So what I want to do here, do my washgary leg. And just hold your foot. Oh, sorry. And just push your leg into there. Actually, I'm going to reach across my back. And I'm going to try to open my hip here. Push against the door frame. I'm trying to stretch my quadricep right here. So you're going to try to push your hip into the wall. Suck your hip into the wall. Other side. Again, my right leg up, reach across my left hand, put it in, and I'm trying to push my leg into the wall. Actually, I'm using my shoulder against the door frame here to try to stretch my leg. Upper thigh. Okay. Next one. Runner stretch, just put your foot on the wall. Doesn't have to be super high. Just lean in, like literally use the door frame. Pull out your hamstring. Pull yourself into the door frame. Your knee does not have to be straight for this. Okay, you're using the door frame to pull yourself into it. Remember, you're putting a lot of leverage on your leg, so don't pull too hard. This produces more leverage than you can normally stretch with. So I'm going way behind my toes, and normally I can't even touch my toes. So this is a miracle right here. Other leg. Again, you don't have to put it high, just enough where you can bounce. Okay? Trying to pull yourself in. Yeah, it's a little harder with the wall because there's nothing to push on, but at least you can push your hips in. So Giovanni, try to at least push your shoulders to your toes. At least try that. I'm not saying do a standing split, but yeah, there you go. I've never seen you touch your toes, Giovanni, so that's amazing. Okay, next one, let's do the calf. So again, this one, you can put the weight on your heel and put the foot against the frame. So your foot's angled up and push your torso into the wall. Now you're putting a lot of leverage on your Achilles here, so watch out. So not flat foot, but your toes are pointed up. So stretching your calf muscles or your Achilles. Okay. Try to do this one standing up. Try to have a straight leg when you do this, standing straight up and down. Switch. Again, my heel is only about 4 or 5 inches from the door frame. And my ball and toe is on the door frame. I'm just leaning my straight leg into it, stretching my calf. Okay. So before we did the sides of your back and your shoulders, let's do the middle back now. So this one, arms length away, and try to put your head below your elbows. Okay. Let's hold on to the wall for support and try to bring your shoulders below your elbows. Trying to get your lower back. I'm going to put my hands high. I'm actually trying to pinch my middle back. If you can't breathe, you might want to let up. This one actually cuts your breath quite a bit. And yummy. All right, relax. Check it out. Turn around, straighten your gi. Face front. Sit up. Naxo. Naxo yame. Dojo-kun. 一つ人間関係そのこと。一つ誠を見しろ思うこと。一つ時の師匠を養うこと。一つ営業を面白いこと。一つ欠点を今しもうこと。Seek perfection of character. Giovanni, you need to repeat it. Be faithful. Endeavor. Respect others. Refrain from violent behavior. Shaun. All right? Okay.